over 92 cores. We thought 92 was insane amount of cores for any sort of CPU, but AMD said, here, hold my beer. Now, next gen or incoming gen Threadripper is going to have even beyond 92 cores. Let's get into this. Everyone's bought a lot of tech, backing up some more tech news. Now, I came across a very interesting article recently. This is very niche because I know a lot of people don't really have Threadripper money or even in the server data center to buy EPYC CPUs. But some leaks came out recently on this WCCF Tech article that AMD's next-gen SP7 Threadripper is going to go beyond the existing insane 92 cores. Now, they're talking, according to this article, from their sources, they're hinting at up to 256 cores for a server CPU for EPYC. How much CPU power do you need? How much? But there's no way in hell regular old everyday 3D models or AI models need a 256 cores. But shout out for people, for the enterprises that need that sort of horsepower for their server data centers. No shade on them, but this is just goes to show that no matter what level or area, when it comes to the CPU space, AMD always is pushing the envelope, trying to get even more and more and more insane as far as whether it's frequencies, whether it's the different technologies built into CPUs, whether it's the core count. They've just been knocking it out of the park for years now. And Intel's left back there in the dust, still trying to gather all their pieces that they broke down for the last couple of years and still going through issues. So at this point, even just like how Ryzen is the standard now recommendation for anyone building a new regular consumer PC, now it's been quite some years that EPYC started coming out and building CPUs, and they have pretty much taken majority of the server space from Intel at this point. And now if they already hit the 256 cores that they're trying to hit for SP7 Threadripper, I think they call it Venice is a code name for it. If they manage to hit that amount of core count, I'm really interested to see the frequency and how much body parts is going to cost for one of those CPUs, because we all know Threadripper, even the regular and the pros, are arm and a leg. So if the regular existing ones is already arm and a leg, I can just imagine if people go past 92 cores and the price and everything is going to skyrocket. But big enterprises that have big server data farms probably have that kind of dinero, and they probably may need it or see a use case for that much cores. I just think it's bonkers. Like, maybe I'm just down here on Earth and don't think nobody ever need that much cores unless you're doing a supercomputer. But the codename Venice next gen Threadripper is going to have up to 256 cores, according to the article on WCCF Tech. From their sources, they said no pricing, of course, because it's still a couple of years out, probably like 2 years and change for this to come out, or just under 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, from what I see in the article. They're very vague with a lot of verbiage in the article. They didn't even give a time frame, so they didn't give no price and no time frame. They said a possibility of going up to 256 cores. But you know, when things are leaks or things are manifest, it's kind of like these articles tend to try to be very, very secretive and make sure they don't break any NDAs or anything, because that's some serious CPU horsepower if it ever comes to fruition. Now, outside of that, did they mention some other things within the article outside of up to 256 cores? Did they also mention that the frequencies, did they give any numbers, but they say it's going to be healthy frequency and it's going to be higher than we think? I'm sure it's not going to be the consumer level higher, but I'm probably guessing that much cores probably start like 2.5 gigahertz at minimum, and max boost probably like 4 gigahertz if we're lucky. But this is speculation at this point. But y'all let me know what y'all think about how Threadripper and AMD in general just keeps destroying the CPU space, both on the server front and the consumer front mainstream. Let me know what y'all think. Are you happy to see them making all these strides? Do you like to hear anything about Threadripper, even though you don't need Threadripper? Let me know if you prefer to hear about Threadripper technology or the regular mainstream. Until then, this is BioLockTech signing out.